For the first time in modern memory, no one uttered the words Grammy moment. This year's ceremony was forced to be different because of the pandemic, with the award-giving portion feeling more like a very exclusive brunch rather than music's biggest night. As for the performances, they ranged from visibly scrappy to surly ornate, with some pre-recorded and other broadcast live. But the 2021 telecast was always going to be different. It's the first ceremony in 14 years that was not produced by Ken Ehrlich, the notoriously out-of-the-touch man you can thank for all those intergenerational collaboration of real music up on the Grammy stage. Under the direction of 39-year-old Late Late Show with James Corden producer Ben Winston, the tone of this year's show was a bit more current, shall we say? Let's get into the highs and lows. But before you watch this video, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates. Megan the Showstopper. If you're going to make us suffer through 4 hours of the Grammys patting themselves off the back, a solid trade-off is to give everyone enough Megan Thee Stallion to make it somewhat tolerable. From her performances to acceptance speeches, Meg was the night's clear star. Her jazz-age staging of Savage features glittering theatrics and choreography that keeps the eye glued to the screen instead of fighting to keep them open. There was a tap dancing interlude, a costume change behind shirtless men in suits, and Megan pulling out moves usually reserved for a college's homecoming night when the DJ drops dunk. She also humbly accepted the awards for the Best New Artist and Rap Song of the Year, the latter alongside Beyoncé. With a grin so big she could hardly get the words out, Meg told a heartwarming story about modeling her career choice after fellow Houstonian Babe. But make it a little ratchet. Unfortunately, the strong showing for Megan didn't carry through to the night's final award, Record of the Year. She doesn't need your pity clap. Haim got the party started. Despite the fabulousness of Harry Styles' Feather Boa and the interview of Billie Eilish's Submerged Car, the opening slate of performances started the show on a somewhat low-key note. It didn't help that the venue was arranged like a high school battle of the band competition, where you could see artists in line waiting for their turn to perform. But Haim, one of the night's only rock acts, thrived in this makeshift setting. What they made in budget, they made up for in charisma, speaking the energy of the early show with a fired-up rendition of the steps. Facing each other in the middle of the room, they were just 3 sisters shredding their instrument for the whole world to see. Taylor Swift's Little Getaway Upstate. Taylor Swift may come back stronger than a 19th strand as she sings on Willow, but her Grammys performance proved that the most enduring fad right now is 2010's Cottage Sore. The artist began her medley of Folklore and Evermore songs while lying on the roof of a moss-covered cottage, looking like a benevolent fairy princess in a kingdom of dwarves. Laking moving into the wood paneled room interior, she was joined by her musical collaboration Aaron Dessner and Jack Antonoff, who looked giant inside of the teeny home. Swift played her guitar, swayed and twirled her dress. She delivered a great vocal performance. Overall, her enchanting forest-themed set, reminiscent of her music video for Out of the Woods, was whimsically on brand, providing a rare opportunity to witness her more intimate material live. Beyoncé make history. when Beyonce's uplifting anthem Black Parade won B's R&B performance. The star's Grammy odometer rolled over to 28, setting a new record for the most awards won by a woman and a singer. Alison Krauss had previously held the honor, having accumulated 27 trophies in her career as a bluegrass and country performer who also contributed to soundtracks for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou and Cold Mountain. Beyoncé now has as many Grammys as Quincy Jones and only needs 4 more to unseat the late conductor George Solti for the all-time record, a feat that now seems imminent. Mikey Guyton takes country to task. It felt bittersweet to watch Mikey Guyton kick off the night's block of programming celebrating country music. Though she was the first black woman in Grammy history to be nominated for Best Solo Country Performance for her song Black Like Me, she lost to gentle stalwart Vince Gill early in the evening. Still, Guyton, who gave birth to her first child only a month ago, was a stunning presence during her performance of the thrilling track. Her coppery sequin gown pulled around her like melting gold, as if she herself were rising from center stage as they sang about the frustration of life as a black woman in country music. She may have lost her award, but Guyton's performance emphasized the major embracement of industry hits while leaving talent on the table to maintain their status quo. Dua Lipa's glittering disco utopia. Over the last year, Dua Lipa has deployed the same dance moves in nearly every single one of her TV appearances. The choreography is rudimentary, more TikTok than Beyoncé, but there is charm in its simplicity. Her Grammys performance really took off when she once again started twirling, kicking, and body rolling to Don't Start Now, alongside a troupe of masked dancers. The saturation of cotton candy, pinks, and shimmering lights rightly celebrated the disco-independent sparkle of future nostalgia, and the cute way to Bad Bunny growing along was almost as fun as what was happening on stage. WAP out WAPed itself. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's WAP performance probably has suburban parents terrorizing a CBS customer service worker, but it was definitely worth it. In a telecast filled with simple stagings, it was a testament to how important set design can be. The massive bed where Cardi and Megan rubbed against each other, and the giantess stripper's heel that doubled as a pole for Cardi to slide down both added to the feeling that this was the main attraction of the night, a real reason to watch. Not even an unnecessary shoot of Post Malone joyfully observing, solo cup in hand, scolding Ryan the experience. It was a type of moment that felt bigger than the Grammys, and probably the earnest award show performance we'll see for a long time. Brittany Howard's revitalizing tribute. Brittany Howard single-handedly salvaged this year's In Memoriam segment. She sang You'll Never Walk Alone in honor of Gary Mertzend, who turned the Rodgers and Hammerstein song into a hit with his band, the Packmarkers, in 1963. You'll Never Walk Alone has also been cut by everyone from Aretha Franklin to Andrea Bocelli through the years, and it recently served as a hymn of persistence into the United Kingdom during the pandemic. Howard infused the ballad with gospel fervor, demonstrating why she's one of the most powerful singers of her generation. Coldplay's Chris Martin also made for a rare Grammy star, pairing Don Wright as he embraced his station as Good Boy playing the piano, and Wesley stayed out of her way. No one can revive a golden oldie for the 20th century like Brittany Howard. The worst. The whole unfortunate record of the year situation. Being 19 is is awkward for everybody, including Billie Eilish, who turned her Record of the Year acceptance speech into a clumsy, reality gush about how Megan Thee Stallion was the one who really deserved it. "I think about you constantly," she said at one point. Eilish attempts to appear humble enjoyed unforgettable cost of the Grammys past. Adele calling Beyoncé the artist of my life. During her third full Album of the Year acceptance speech in 2017, Macklemore's text message apologized to Kendrick Lamar for winning Best Rap Album in 2014. Eilish seemed genuinely surprised about the win, her second consecutive Record of the Year trophy, but it again opens the deeper question around the show's one trope. If you really think someone else deserves the award, why not hand it off yourself? More importantly, who do the stars themselves? Why do the stars themselves see the reality but the voting does not? The night's closing soar not underscored how far the Recording Academy still has to go. Trevor Noah, can you not? I'd rather be held hostage by a million kids Bob twins chirping cupcake songs than subject myself to another minute of Trevor Noah's jokes. The Daily Show host started the night by welcoming the Grammys audience to a large tent outside of the Staples Center, a setting so dreary I worried about starry crowns. He then began rolling out COVID punchlines, worsening an already bad situation. "This is going to be the rare award showing where the white stuff going up people's nose is cotton swabs," he quipped it. While introducing Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar performance, Noah feigned shock that Style was from the same place as Boris Johnson. Were these jokes written by the same person who told Hillary Clinton to dab one of the Ellen DeGeneres show? If only the host had stuck to the merely grown-worthy and not found time to be creepy as well, quipping about Cardi B's sex dreams after WAP. Lil Baby was used. The Grammys, not dubbed, wanted the anti-police brutality anthem, The Bigger Picture, performed because it would make them look better, but in my mind it had little to do with Lil Baby himself. The attempt at getting a message through would have been admirable, especially considering activist Tamilka Mallory's direct appeal to President Biden mindset, but much of the goodwill was lost in the performance opening seconds. Enjoying the Baby's Bat Awards performance, the Grammys dramatically reenacted a black man being stopped and ultimately shot by the police. The imagery is completely unnecessary. We've all seen the videos in real life and we do not need to see them again. And on a lesser note, it's choice that unfairly takes attention away from how confident and well-rounded Lil Baby has become as a performer. Too much Bruno Mars. A week before the Grammys, Bruno Mars shared an open letter essentially begins the Recording Academy to let his new duo Silk Sonic perform. With false humility, the former Record Song and Album of the Year winner referred to himself and Band-Aid Anderson back as out-of-work musician who could really use the permission right now. Telecast producer must have been feeling charitable, or the whole thing was a dumb stunt and they were always going to book your mom's favorite pop star to cosplay every decade. Expect this one. Not only did he and Beck offer a very soul-trained take on Silk Sonic, Leave the Door Open, Mars also led the In Memoriam tribute, singing a perfunctory medley of literary chart songs. The Grammys turned it into the Bruno Mars show yet again. Post Malone's Golf Misfire. Post Malone once made rap songs about how he was a rock star. Now he's going these things where he just makes sleepy guitar ballads. I suppose it's all part of his streak as a Bud Light guzzling rebel, but these choices are incredibly sad. His performance of Hollywood's Bleeding, a song that aims for gold grunge but hits neither, was probably the most generic of the night. Amid the smoke machine haze, he packed and turned his back to the camera as he were lost. It didn't help that his chrome horse leather coat made him look like he was dressed up as the Undertaker for Halloween. DaBaby needs to take a vacation. There's no escaping DaBaby. Not a day goes by where I'm not terrorized by one of his tabloid headlines, punching a random person, a brief beef with Joyo Siwa, or his on and off relationship with singer Danielle. The Grammys only accentuate this overexposure, trotting him out not once but twice. It's hard to make rockstar cornier than it already is, but the Grammys are always up for a challenge. For some inexplicable reason, the rapper came out for his performance of The No. He dressed it like a supervillain and backed by already singer dances in judges' robes, making the annoying song even more unbearable. Later on, he took the stage to join Dua Lipa on Levitating to the type of lukewarm audience claps that happen on sitcom when a B-list celebrity shows up. With this behind him, hopefully DaBaby can take a vacation or go on a long hike or just binge watch Bridgerton. We need a break.